What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we continue the Gauntlet Series for the Status Pro X Earbuds, and we got a really good start off with the last episode, so let's keep this going. Next up will be the Devialet Gemini IIs. Again, we're talking about some of my top tier earbuds here, so we're going through that list, and this should be a very, very interesting and fun head-to-head. As always, if you're interested, I'll leave links in the description below to my unboxing videos for both. If you're in that way, you can check out all any specs and app breakdowns there. Excuse me. And if you're interested, I'll also leave links in the description where you can pick up one or both of these. All right, so let's go ahead real quick and pull one of each of these out and compare them. Let me get this one out of here. There we go. All right. Magnets is pretty tough, pretty strong. All right, so we got the Pro X on the left, the Gemini 2s, if I can get my handle right, on the right. Stem style versus the in-ear form factor. Both of them very comfortable in their respective form factors. As you can see, the Pro X is a little longer, so this will protrude out just slightly, where the Gemini 2s, if I can hold them, are real discreet once you sit them in your ear, real flush with the rest of your ear, so you really don't have to worry about like pulling. If you had like a shirt or something, you ain't got to worry about them popping out of your ear or it being tugged or anything on it when you're taking off like a sweatshirt, a hoodie, or something like that. You're good to go. All right, I think I tapped something. Yeah, I did. I got some music started. All right, so yeah, very nice. I am using this large stock ear tips for both. So I do get a really good seal, and it helps with noise canceling and audio as well. So damn, I did it again. All right, let me go ahead and put these guys back in. I am just triggering the audio left and right here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead, we're going to go through our testing for mics and noise canceling, and then we will come back for the sound test. Stay strapped in. This is a mic test with the Status Pro X earbuds in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Status Pro X earbuds in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Status Pro X earbuds in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Status Pro X earbuds in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Devialet Gemini II earbuds in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Devialet Gemini II earbuds in a quiet location. This is a mic test with the Devialet Gemini II earbuds in a crowded location. This is a mic test with the Devialet Gemini II earbuds in a crowded location. All right, we are out for a noise canceling test for the Status Pro X earbuds. All right, as you can see, I am wearing them, and right now we are currently in ambient mode on super. And I'm telling you, everything is crystal clear. We had traffic coming behind me. We got traffic coming. We got a light wind. We got a light breeze. I am taking in all of that. And there's a motorcycle about a half a block up the street that I can still hear. I mean, these things, ambient. Let's go to high. All right. Okay, high got a little quieter. Okay, high got in ambient mode. We're in ambient mode now. High got a little quieter. Super pretty much opened up the floodgates as far as the ambient sound. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and switch over to noise canceling. All right, now ANC has been turned on, and it did get a lot quieter. I mean, is it taking out all the sound? Is it completely quiet? No, it's not. I can still hear some of the traffic. I can still hear some of the cars behind me, but I'm telling you rather, what you're hearing through the mic, I'm not hearing. All right, it's got a lot quieter on that, and that's fantastic, and I'm really liking it. I wish it was a little bit more quieter than I'm getting, but again, it's still doing a fantastic job. It's just crazy. All right, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put it on. We're gonna turn on wind noise reduction and see what that does. We got wind noise reduction turned on, and let's turn that back off to see the difference. All right, yeah, I'd rather not have wind noise reduction on. because that kind of hurts the noise canceling. But again, doing a really good job. I wish it was a little quiet. I wish it was quieter. I can still hear some, but again, I mean, compared to what you guys are picking up, I'm not hearing that on here. This is really, they're doing a really, really good job. All right, so if I had to rate these between 1 and 10, 1 being absolute trash, 10 being the best ever, I would be good. I'd be good with a solid 7.5 on these ones. Not quite at 8. I don't feel comfortable giving them an 8 on that because I could still, because of the level of sound that's coming through on the ambient sound that's actually being that's not being picked, that's not being blocked. Okay, now I can understand if I had it where it was getting blocked, but it was getting through, but it was really low sounding, then I could give it an 8. But it just because it's coming through and I can hear and the volume level is a little higher, I can't do that. So a 7.5 on these ones. I wish it was better coming being a new pair of earbuds. Their latest ones, I hope they would improve that. But still, they did a really good job. So this is, oh, and one more thing. I am using the large ear tips on these. I did swap them out, and I'm not listening to any audio while I'm doing this test. This is strictly the strength of the noise canceling within the earbuds. All right, so I just wanted to put that out there for you guys to know. All right, so this has been the ANC test for the Status Pro X earbuds. All right, what we're gonna do now is the ANC test for the Devialet Gemini earbuds. We're out in my backyard. I got audio coming from the traffic right over on the street over here. I got some coming up we've got traffic this way. It just got finished raining. It's starting to clear up a little bit. And I've got some good wind noise, so I got a good test bed here. Also, I got some neighbors and everything going on. So what we're gonna do now, I'm using my S23 Ultra to film this, so I cannot show you the app per se, but we're gonna go ahead and do this anyway. Full disclosure, I did switch out and go with the larger ear tips so I can get better seal. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and long press on the right earbud to turn on noise canceling. I'm currently in transparency mode, and I have to admit, it's pretty decent. I can hear everything. So let's go ahead and long press. All right, I got the chime. Noise canceling has been activated. To be honest, it's okay. It's nothing fantastic. I wouldn't even put this on the level of let's say I think these are on the level of the OnePlus Buds Pro 2, Beats Studio Buds, to that area of that level of noise canceling. Again, no music is being played, so it's just the strength of the noise canceling technology in the earbuds themselves. That's just how I'm getting it done. Like, I just saw a bus go by. I could hear it a little bit. It's over here on the other side there on the street, but I can still hear it somewhat. It's not completely canceling out. But as far as wind noise, I'm not getting any wind noise, although I do feel the wind on me, which is good. That's a good thing when it comes to noise canceling. All right, so again, like I get, not top tier, but it does filter out some sound. But like I said, it's decent, and I think that's all I got for it. So this has been an ANC test for the Devialet Gemini 2s. All right, we are back in. We're gonna start off with the Pro X. We are in the Status app for them. As you can see right now, they are currently set to noise canceling, set to off. I am using my preferred EQ settings, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at that. And there it is. That's my settings there. All right, so let's go ahead and pop these guys out. And get them in. All right, these guys are, I didn't trigger the music. Again, I'm on it with these touch These touch controls. All right. So we got it in. As you can see, noise canceling automatically switched over to be on rather. As soon as the wear sensor realized I had them on or had them in. So let's go ahead and first let's check our volume. All right. Optimal listening level. We are there. We got our first song. Dominique Feels Like Me, Feeling Good, a cappella. Again, this is one of the really good songs I like for testing and everything. So let's go ahead and get the camera flipped over. All right, let's get our cutaway. All right, what's good, everybody? Pro X, first song, let's get it. All right, volume is decent. Vocalists sound nice and clear. Nice sound stage. Background vocalists also sound nice and clear. Good spacing, good spacing and balance. No one's overshadowing. I know, getting you the nuance, the enunciation of words, the B's and P's, T's popping, her breathing pattern. Very present. Got that slight echoing as well, so you're getting that good detail. I love when the background vocalist comes in and fills in the space. Now the harmonizing. Love this part. They sound so good as a collective. Man, again, there's no overpowering or overshadowing each other when all three are in concert. So it sounds really, really good. And I love the clarity out of these earbuds through that song. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the Gemini 2s, check out their app settings, and see how they handle song number 1. All right, we're back in. We've got the Devialet Geminis, if I can talk right, paired up. We are in the Devialet. I don't know why I want to say DJI. Devialet app. Let's go ahead and go into my settings here. All right, we got noise canceling is already turned on. I'm sure I shored that up already. Let's go into my EQ settings. Here's my EQ settings for the Gemini 2s. We're going to go ahead and pop these guys out. All right, let's go ahead and put them in. Oh, these guys get nice and snug inside the ear. All right. We are good to go there. Let's check our volume level. All right, we are at the optimal listening level for me. All right. And let's get out of here. All right. Let's get over to our first song. Let's do a quick test. All right. Excuse me. All right. So we are good there. Let's get the camera flipped over. All right. Let's get our cutaway. All right. Here we go. Song number 2, Devialet Gemini 2. Song number 1, sorry. Devialet Gemini 2. Let's get it. All right, right off the bat, nice volume. Don't have to worry about turning them down at all. Okay. Decent, pretty decent standard sound stage. Background vocalists sound nice and clear, balanced. Again, getting the enunciation of the B's, P's, and T's. Her breathing pattern, definitely can hear that. Got that slight echoing as well. Very clear sounding. I like how clear these sound. I like how they're sounding right now. Again, now the harmonizing, my favorite part. They're all coming together. Sounds very clear. I like, again, when they're all in concert together, they're all balanced. No one is voice is more powerful than the other. They're, again, very, very clear. This is going to be a pretty interesting head-to-head going in because, yeah, this is going to be interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get into our second song. All right, we are back in. Song number 2, we got Pony by Waranoid. Look at my screen. My screen is a mess. Let me get that cleaned up. I apologize for that presentation. That was completely crazy looking. All right, there we go. All right. So, like I was saying, we're back for song number 2. We got Pony by Waranoid. We got the Pro X in. Let's cut over to our second camera. All right, so you can see me. Let's go ahead and get our cutaway. All right, here we go. Song number 2. Let's get it. Let me make sure we up at the right volume level. All right. We're good. Vocal is nice and clear. Good volume. That piano's crisp in the back. Ooh, that bass. Oh, and that low, even the low. You got that nice low end, but it goes deeper and it picks that up nicely, tickling the ear canals. I love that rumble. All right, let's turn this up a little bit. All right. Yeah, right there. That's good. Again, no distortion. Vocalists sound nice and clear. Again, I do not go up to 100%. So, woo. Nice bass. Bass punch. Then that low drop. Oh, sound clean. Again, tickling the ear canals, man. That bass is so deep. All right, let's go back. All right. Let me pause that. All right. Again, great. The bass sounds so clean. And it's so smooth, the low end bass. And then when it gets that little, there's a segment that dips even lower. It picks that up no problem at all. And just sound good. And again, just the fact it rumbles and it tickles the ear canal is great. Only Sony is a selected few earbuds has that type of clean bass that will produce that type of I guess percussion in the ear where it feels like it's tickling the ear canal. But man, it's so clean. It sounds so good. Again, the vocalists sound nice and clear, and that piano in the background, it sounds very crisp. I like the fact that is still that still stays crisp sounding, even at the higher volume levels. And then when the bass is involved, it's not like overpowered by the bass. So everything is nice and balanced as well. So let's go ahead and take these out. All right, we're gonna back the song up. We're going to pop in the Gemini 2s. All right, make sure we are locked in. All right, and here we go. Let me do a quick test here. All right. Just wanted to make sure we are getting the audio coming through these guys. All right, so here we go. Song number 2, Devialet Geminis. Let's get it. Again, volume, not a problem with these. Nice and loud. Vocalist sounds nice. Piano sounds clear. Ooh, that bass. Okay. All right, good bass. That the lower dip seemed to could have been a little bit more prominent. All right, let's go ahead and turn this up a little bit. All right, don't have to go too loud. These guys get pretty loud. All right, that should be good enough right there. Again, no distortion with the vocalist. Nice punch. The bass low end. Okay. Oh, Oh, nice. Again, vocalists sound nice and clear. Let me turn this back down. All right. Vocalists sound nice. Let me pause this. All right. Vocalists sound nice and clear, even at the higher volume levels. No distortion. Pianos sound nice and clean, nice and clear as well. The bass punches is fabulous, and the low end just as nice and smooth as it is at the my preferred listening level. So again, with these high quality earbuds and headphones, you can definitely tell when it comes to like the overall, like when it comes to high volume levels and the lack of distortion and everything. So you're definitely getting that money there. But I could definitely tell the difference between these two. But I'll save that for the end. Let's get into our third song. All right, we are back in for our final song. We got Averats by Infected Mushroom, our instrumental song here. This is one of my favorites to test with when it comes to just wanting to hear how crisp instruments sound and everything like that. This is one of the best I got, one of the best out there so far that I've encountered. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and get in. We've got the Pro X on or in the ear. So let's flip the camera. Let's get our cutaway going. All right, here we go. Song number 3, Pro X. Let's get it. Right off the bat, nice volume. Love how crisp those high keys are with the synthesizer. That little bass nugget there, right in the right ear. Again, tickling the eardrum, but it's subtle. It was right there. Not the eardrum, but the ear canal. Sorry. Again, the echoing. Just seems like it just travels forever. Very crisp. Very smooth sounding, too. All right, now we've got the rattling instrument in the right ear, moving around. Again, not staying stationary. So, very clear. Whew. Now you got that bass coming in smooth sounding. Got the clanking instruments in the left, matching the right. Ooh, nice low end, too. Oh, it gets deep. Oh, that sounds so clean, so smooth. And again, the keyboard, synthesizer, whatever I get, I'm thinking it's a keyboard. But they sound so crisp with those keys. Now we're getting additional sounds in, wave sounds. But that bass is just, I think the more I listen with these Pro X, the better they're getting. Oh, it sounds so clean. All right, let me pause that. That's again with that deep bass, it gets real nice and low, and combine that with the clarity of the piano. I got the rattling instrument in the right ear, clanging instrument in the right ear. You got a nice wide out, nice separation with all the instruments and the sounds. Wonderful, wonderful job. I'm telling you, like the more I listen with these, the better they are getting. Man, this is something else. All right, especially after that update. All right, so let's go ahead and take these out. All right, now we're going in. Let me pause that. Let's go into the Gemini 2s. Let's drop these in. All right, do a quick test. All right, we're getting audio. Okay, let's back it up. All right, so here we go. Song number 3 for the Gemini 2s. Let's get it. All right, right off the bat, nice. Again, volume. Don't have to worry about that. That keyboard sound nice and crisp. That low end little rumble nugget was very slight, much to my surprise. Man, that echo just seems like it's traveling through a tunnel, just still going. All right, now we got the rattling instrument in the right ear. Again, moving around, not staying stationary, showing off the soundstage. Hear that bass come in. Power. Let's see how it drops low. Okay. Now that right there should be a little bit deeper. And when it comes to the bass, and we got the clanky instrument in the left matching the right. Oh, that's even. It doesn't go as deep as I was the Pro X, but it does sound aggressive, like that. Now we got the wave instrument, the wave sounds coming in. Again, really good spacing between them. All the sounds and the instruments. Man. Just again, there's some subtle differences there, but man, it sounds really, really good for the Gemini 2s. But all right, this is gonna be fun. The rest of this series is gonna be incredible. All right, let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about these, break them down category by category, and we're gonna see who's going to win episode number 2 of this Gauntlet series. Stay strapped in. All right, we are back in, and man, this has been a great head-to-head to end this Gauntlet series for the Status Pro X and their opponents on this one is the Devialet Gemini II earbuds. Just a lot of fun with this one, and it only gets better from here. So let's go ahead and break it down. First, as far as price, and when I say price, I mean based on when I purchased the earbuds. I'm go with that. That point will go to the Pro X. They are the least expensive of these two. When it comes to the app, I'm gonna give them both points on the app. I think that each app is equally as good, in my opinion. Gives you the features that you need for the earbuds. So they both get good points there. Nothing extra coming out of either one. So both of them get a point there. When it comes to the mics, I'm going to give that edge to the Pro X. I think they're a better, clearer mic, especially in a loud or a situation where there's a lot of ambient noise. I think you hear they're clearer in that scenario as opposed to the Devialet Gemini 2s, where a lot more ambient noise bleeds into the mic, making you a little harder to hear in comparison to the Pro X. All right, now as far as noise canceling, I'm going to give that one to the Pro X as well by the slimmest of margins. The noise canceling is decent on the Gemini 2s, but I just think the Pro X edges them out in that category, so they'll get a point there. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about our sound. First off, elephant in the room, the Devialet Gemini 2s have the overall louder volume. As far as decibels, these guys are the louder of the two when it just comes to that. Okay, so now let's go ahead and break down each song. First, the acapella song. Both of them did a fantastic job of giving me the clarity of the vocalist, the nuances in her voice, and of course the background vocalists were nice and balanced. Good spacing as well. They really both did a fantastic job there. I have no complaints on either one of those. Now, switching over to our bass song, I think this is where we begin to see the difference when it comes to these two earbuds. Again, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking about the first song still a little bit more, but I digress. All right, so in the second song, bass song, both of them did a really good job with the vocalist and the piano. Nice and clear. Piano, although I think it was a little bit more crisper on the Pro X than in the Gemini 2s. They both sound deep. They sound really good. All right, but you can tell the difference there when it comes to clarity. The Pro X started to separate itself from the Gemini 2s. All right. And then when it came to the bass, right at the beginning, when the low end comes in, like I mentioned this before, that there is a low dip. Like it gets low, but then it goes a little lower. When the Pro X picked that up, whereas the Gemini 2s didn't as much. Like it might have been there, but I didn't hear it. So you did get the nice low end, but that little extra bit of detail is missing from the Gemini 2s, where it was picked up on the Pro X on that one. And again, when I turned it up to the higher volume levels, both of them did a really good job with there being no distortion when it came to the mids and highs, and no rattling of the drivers when it came to the bass and everything at them higher volume levels. But again, yes, it was the Gemini 2s, because they're louder. Everything got a lot brighter at the higher volume levels, whereas with the Pro X, you maintained, no distortion and everything like that, but they just sound a lot cleaner when it came to like the bass and the vocalists and everything. They just sound cleaner in comparison to the Gemini 2s. Now, moving on over to our third song, Avarat's Infected Mushroom, our instrumental song. Right out of the gate, both of them did a really good job with the keyboard and the crisp keys that hit. Right at the beginning, there is a little rumble nugget in there as well. The Pro X, they both picked it up. Pro X sounded, it had a little bit more power with the Pro X than it did with the Gemini 2s. Then when you started to smooth over, you continued into the song, rather, you got the rattling instruments in the left ear, or right ear rather, and that was, both of them did a really good job of reproducing that sound. And it was that, again, moving around, not staying stationary. They both did a really good job of producing that depth of field type, or depth widened sound stage type of feel to that instrument. And then once the bass drop came in, the low end, you got that nice low bass. Again, when it hits and it drops down, that's more prominent on the Pro X than it is on the Gemini 2s. You did get the drop, but you could tell the difference in the tuning. That's basically where I'm at when it came to that low bass, because it got lower on the Pro X in comparison. I mean, I'm not going to like poo-poo on the Gemini 2s. They are a great pair of earbuds, but you could definitely tell the difference in the tuning between these two. All right, when it came to that bass. All right, and then moving on, and you got like your wave instrument, your wave sounds, you got extra keys being struck. Both of them did a really good job of giving them, spacing them out, everything balanced. Nothing was overpowered at all on either one of these, which was fantastic. It's just that them subtle differences in this one between these two were definitely noticeable throughout all three songs. All right. So if I had to pick a winner on this one, based on everything that we talked about here, I would have to go with the Pro X on this one, mainly because of the tuning, the bass tuning, all the little things in the song that are being picked up by the Pro X, and they did a wonderful job of that. Granted, like I said, the Gemini 2s are the louder when it comes to overall volume. These guys are louder, but again, not anything to be turning your nose up. They sound fantastic. Granted, I haven't been running these. There's a lot of them I haven't been running because I've been busy with other earbuds and headphones, but definitely worthy of being in my top 5. And it showed today why it still is in my top 5. It's just when compared to the Pro X, you could definitely tell the flaws in them. Hopefully, the sound is a little bit more polished when Devialet drops their next iteration of these earbuds. All right, so again, my winner of episode 2 is the Status Pro X, and that will wrap up this episode of the Gauntlet Series. If you like what you see, go and hit the like button. If you want to join me as I continue to do videos like this and others, we've got 3 more contenders for the Pro X. There is no rest for the weary here, because these guys are going through the meat grinder of my collection. I mean, I'm telling you, like I always said, the deepest, darkest blue water where all the predators are. They are in there with the big fish now, and there is no turning back. So you definitely want to be here for those videos as well as the other ones. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell as well. That way you're notified when videos like this and others drop. I just reserved the Noble Focus Prestige Encore earbuds, as well as the Sennheiser, the latest Sennheiser headphones. They're on back, both of them are on back order, so I reserved mine. So as soon as they become available, they'll be shipped in. Hopefully I can get those guys reviewed and compared before I do my so I start recording my top videos of 2025. So hopefully I can. If not, then they'll just have to wait till the 6-month one, wait till the June lineup to see where they rank in on that one. But I just want to let you guys know that, because I've been getting questions about both of those, and yes, I have both of those reserved. So, well, I'll be getting, as soon as I can get them in, we will go ahead and get them guys reviewed and everything. Hopefully, like I say, hopefully I can get them in and get them in the rankings. If not, they'll just have to get honorable mentions to the end of this year and see where they at ranked next year. All right, so enough of that. I kept you guys long enough. I appreciate you from pulling up and enjoying this one. I hope you did enjoy it as much as I did, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.